Haha. Yasim.
Hello, I'm Marjorie Dewey. I'll be the moderator today.
皆様にご案内いたします。まもなく開始いたします。
We will be starting momentarily. Please be seated and wait until we commence.
We are
now preparing for the Tourism Ministers meeting. For those of you who do not have Osaka Kansai Expo leaflets, please pick them up at the reception. Now, we would like to show the video introducing Osaka Kansai Expo. Please take a look at the screen in front of you.
In 2025, Expo 2025 Osaka Kansai, Japan will finally arrive. The theme is Designing Future Society for Our Lives. Beyond national borders, a variety of personalities from all over the world come together to see, touch, and experience the future. This is an event that will be a turning point for the future. World Expos have a history of 170 years. It is returning to Japan for the first time in 20 years and to Osaka since 55 years ago. The Expo site is Umeshima Island in Osaka. This is the first Expo to be held on the sea. It is called the Expo of the Sea, Sky, and Land. The highlight is the ring. It is the world's largest wooden structure, and it is a symbol of connecting all life. At such an Expo site, more than 150 countries and regions from all over the world are represented, and international organizations gather in one place. Gourmet food from all over the world can also be enjoyed. At the pavilions, 8 of Japan's leading producers will hold exhibitions and events under the theme of life. In addition, there will be the 13 pavilions for private sectors, the Japan Pavilion, the Osaka Healthcare Pavilion, the Kansai Pavilion, the Women's Pavilion, and many more, where various creative exhibitions will be held. Flying cars, simultaneous multilingual translation, state-of-the-art autonomous driving, and other technologies of the future are finally coming to fruition. A variety of events will take place in the Expo site each day, including water shows, art, manga, and anime events that will also be held. Now the Expo is almost here. We, together with the official character Myaku Myaku, look forward to welcoming you. Discounted advance tickets for the Expo are now on sale. Please be sure to buy your tickets. Expo 2025 Osaka Kansai, Japan. Also in each region of Japan, there will be many appealing attractions that can only be experienced at that particular place. Please be sure to travel around Japan before and after you visit the Expo and enjoy all the experiences through which you can feel life. In the Expo 2025 official experiential travel guides, you will find a list of many products through which you can enjoy those experiences. Please try these products.
大阪・関西万博のご紹介動画を
That was the introductory video of Osaka Kansai Expo. Please be seated.
それではここで国際博覧会担当大臣
Now, we would like to hear from the State Minister for Special Mission in charge of Expo Cabinet Office, Ms. Hanako Jimmy. The floor is yours. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Hanako Jimmy, Minister of Expo 2025. It is a great honor to have the opportunity to address you today at the 7th Tourism Expo Japan Ministerial meeting, where we are joined by His Excellency, the Minister of Tourism, Mr. Harry Wan, Director of the Regional Departments for Asia and the Pacific at the UN World Tourism Organization, and distinguished guest representatives of the tourism industry. Expo 2025 Osaka Kansai is just around the corner with less than 200 days until its grand opening. The grand ceremony will take place on April 12th next year, followed by a 6-month-long event from April 13th to October 13th, including the 8 countries on stage today. We will have 161 countries and regions, as well as 9 international organizations from around the world. I believe this expo offers a remarkable opportunity to experience diverse cultures firsthand, to engage in meaningful discussion about the future. Expo 2025 Osaka Kansai will mark the first World Expo held in the wake of a COVID-19 pandemic. During my tenure as Parliamentary Vice Minister of MHLW for 3 weeks, within Diamond Princess cruise ship, I have conducted infectious disease countermeasures. Together with the Italian captain, I dealt with the situation, and I was deeply moved by the hospitality of the crew members and other individuals in the tourism sector. And it has been 3 years in our country, but under pandemic, those people in tourism sector have spent in immense hardship, and by overcoming such hardship, this is going to be a remarkable opportunity as Expo. For those people who will be participating in Osaka Kansai Expo, we have the theme of Expo, and we will be having the plans for exhibition, and with your support, I would like to express your cooperation. In each pavilion, there will be creative exhibitions, and we're looking forward to your visit. From the perspective of the Japanese people, without going to overseas, it is going to be an opportunity to understand the world. At the same time, to you from overseas people, this is going to be a chance to showcase your countries. At this expo, we hope that many Japanese people will become the fans of your countries. The Japanese government is also actively promoting international exchange programs between countries and Japanese local governments. We anticipate that these exchanges especially will focus on mutual exchange. Also, to those countries who will be participating in Expo, they do have their national days. Official participants will be inviting guests from both Japan and overseas, and there will be cultural events and ceremony expected. And inside the venue of Expo, in the State Gatehouse, we would like to welcome the guests as well. Furthermore, Osaka Kansai Expo is expecting to welcome 3.5 million visitors from overseas. But if we take a look at the current growth at the moment, there is a possibility that we will exceed that estimate. Also, domestically, having Expo as a turning point, we would like to induce more inbound travelers to regions. We are planning to have one more place as destinations to be visited, and we are currently aligned with Japan Tourism Agency and JNTO to work on that mission. We are also hoping that there will be more business delegations to come at the Expo, and there are 8 global scale challenges. We are planning to have dialogue programs and business exchanges to explore solutions. Setting theme week and national day of each country, and through the opportunities held together with the Expo, we would like to ensure to have the business matching, and we are currently making adjustment with the related agencies such as METI and JETRO. As for the details of Osaka Kansai Expo, from the Expo QR code that is distributed to you, please take a look at the website and brochure. Under the cooperation of GNTO, we are working on multilingual services. We would like to ensure to have alignment with every country, and with all-out effort of Japan, we would like to enrich the contents starting from next April. So we would welcome your visit to the Expo. We look forward to meeting with you at the Expo. And at the Expo, we hope that there will be increasing numbers of fans of your countries. Thank you very much indeed for your invitation.
国際博覧会担当大
Thank you very much, Minister Jimmy, for your speech. From now on, we will be starting Tourism Expo Japan 2024, the 7th TEJ Tourism Ministers Roundtable.
Mr. Harry Huang, Director, Regional Department for Asia and the Pacific, UN Tourism. Your Excellencies, Ministers of Tourism, representatives of the tourism industry, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the 7th TEJ Ministerial Roundtable. For those of you who are just joining us this afternoon, my name is Marjorie Dewey, and I'm honored to be the moderator, returning once again for this session. The theme of today's roundtable is creating a new travel journey. On this panel in the last 2 years, we've looked at efforts to recover and rebuild from the global pandemic, incorporate communities in development and travel products, address over-tourism, understand demographic and generational changes, and all of this while harnessing the power of tourism to be a force for good in the world. This year's theme continues that conversation around those topics as we look to the future and learn how countries, destinations, industry organizations are reimagining travel itself in 3 specific areas. The first is around young people. Young people are key to the future of travel, both as travelers and as workers in the travel and tourism industry. They are curious and eager to explore the world. At the same time, many of them are mindful of the impact their travel has on communities that they visit, the climate, and the environment. How do we message to them and encourage them to become advocates of tourism? The second is sustainable tourism. Sustainable development is a concern for all communities. We just had a discussion about that in the keynote session that preceded this. So what are countries doing to foster regional development through tourism in a sustainable way? What are the best cases for achieving quality tourism and avoiding over-tourism? And finally, the third is culture. Understanding another culture through tourism has become a key motivator for travelers around the world. What new kinds of travel products can we create in the cultural tourism space that will add value to the tourism product and add value both for the traveler and the tourism industry? Those are the 3 key topics that our panelists will be addressing today. How we answer those questions will shape the future of travel and really help to determine that new travel journey. We're delighted to bring you a most distinguished panel to discuss those topics today. It includes ministers and secretaries of tourism from 9 countries and senior executives from 4 international tourism organizations. So before we begin our discussion, let me introduce our panelists and join me in welcoming them to the forum. I will be introducing them in alphabetical order, and they'll be joining me here on the stage. So please welcome first the Honourable Dato Dr. Abdul Manaf Metussin, Minister of Primary Resources and Tourism, Brunei, Darussalam. His Excellency, Mr. Evtim Miloshev, Minister of Tourism, the Republic of Bulgaria. Her Excellency, Ms. Olga Kefalogianni, Minister of Tourism, Hellenic Republic. Mr.Masanao Ozaki, Parliamentary Vice Minister of Land, Infrastructure, Transport, and Tourism for Japan. The Honourable Dr. Yasmeen binti Yasim, Deputy Secretary General for Tourism for the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Malaysia. Her Excellency, Ms. Simonida Kordic, Minister of Tourism, Montenegro. And from our international organizations, Mr. Harry Huang, Director, Regional Department of Asia and the Pacific, UN Tourism. the Honourable Mylene J. Garcia Albano, Ambassador, Embassy of the Republic of the Philippines. Ambassador Garcia Albano is replacing Her Excellency Ms. Maria Esperanza Christina Garcia Frasco, the Secretary of the Department of Tourism, who unfortunately had a sudden conflict and was not able to join us today. And Mr. Kirk Cottle, Senior Policy Advisor, Team Lead for Outreach and Engagement Policy Planning, National Travel and Tourism Office, International Trade Administration, U.S. Department of Commerce. And Mr. Umid R. Shadiev, Chairman of Tourism of the Tourism Committee for the Republic of Uzbekistan. And then from our 3 other international organizations, Ms. Liz Ortiguera, Managing Director for Asia Pacific and Senior Advisor to the CEO, as well as Interim Senior Vice President for Membership and Commercial, World Travel and Tourism Council. Mr. Eduardo Santander, Executive Director, European Travel Commission. And finally, Dr. Aladdin D. Rio, Managing Director for Policy Design and Operations, Economic Research Institute for ASEAN and East Asia, ERIA. Welcome to the stage. So ladies and gentlemen, that is our most distinguished panel, and we look forward to hearing from all of them today. Okay, so now let us begin. And I'd like to invite Mr. Harry Huang, our Director of Regional Development for Asia and Pacific with UN Tourism, to deliver a welcome message. Take it away.
Thank you so much. Honourable Dato, Dr. Abdul Manaf Metussin, the Minister of Primary Resources and Tourism of Brunei, Darussalam, and His Excellency Mr. Evtim Miloshev, the Minister of Tourism of Bulgaria, and Her Excellency Ms. Olga Kefalogianni, the Minister of Tourism of Hellenic Republic, and Her Excellency Ms. Simonida Kordic, the Minister of Tourism of Montenegro, and Excellency Ambassador and distinguished guests and esteemed colleague and friend, very good afternoon. It's such a great pleasure for me to welcome you all to this important ministerial roundtable, and I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to JATA, our long-standing partner, for their collaboration in organizing this wonderful and vital, I should say, discussion over the years. And UN Tourism has had the privilege of working closely with JATA, and particularly in these recent years. And together we have fostered meaningful dialogue and partnership at this roundtable, and focusing on tourism's role in sustainable development, innovation, and inclusivity. We are truly grateful for the ongoing support of all the participating the minister, particularly the Honourable Minister Abdul Masanao. That good to see you again after we had such a successful executive training program on rural tourism in Brunei. And thank you, Minister from Bulgaria and Greece and Montenegro. Your gracious presence and contribution to this year's EXPO exemplify the shared commitment to advancing the global tourism sector. Ladies and gentlemen, This year's theme, as Marjorie mentioned, that creating a new travel journey resonates strongly with UN Tourism's mission. As we stand at the critical juncture for global tourism, and as we continue to navigate ongoing global economic and geopolitical challenges with repercussion on international tourism, one issue looms large: the need to transform our industry fundamentally. And this transformation requires us to move beyond mass tourism to embrace the principles of sustainable tourism, inclusive economic growth, environmental responsibility, innovation, and empowerment of women and youth. In terms of empowerment of women, we had such a successful, the regional conference on the empowerment of women in Asia and Pacific in the midst of COVID-19 in the year of 2021 in Kuala Lumpur, under the good leadership of our Deputy Secretary General of the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture of Malaysia. And it also entails the promoting the effective use of technology. So all these together create synergy, which constitute the guiding principle that we must shape our way forward. And UN Tourism has been working tirelessly to advance these principles, and our effort to promote sustainable tourism aligned closely with the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, with a particular focus on empowerment, women and youth, and fostering technological innovation and ensuring the responsible use of natural and cultural resources. But we need practical and concrete action, such as investment, as one of main pillars of UN tourism's priority to bring about this transformation. So one concrete example of our economic sustainability commitment is the Tourism Doing Business report, the launch for 14 member states, which aims to boost investment in sustainable tourism. And I believe that this introduction doesn't apply for 5 minutes.
That's okay, please keep going.
So we also harness the new technologies through initiatives like Tourism for Artificial Intelligence, the global startup competition, which fosters the innovation and entrepreneurship in our sector, and which are crucial for achieving a profound transformation of our industry. Additionally, we must not lose sight of tourism education for the youth, who are the catalysts for innovation and inspiration, driving the future of our industry. So it is therefore our responsibility to support and nurture their potential as future leaders and workforce of our beautiful tourism industry. Ladies and gentlemen, as we gather here today, we are fortunate to have decision makers and excellency ministers from renowned destinations across the region and beyond, contributing to this conversation. Your leadership is crucial in turning our collective vision and aspiration into reality. So we must seize the momentum using platforms like today's roundtable to inspire effective action that will lead us toward a more resilient and inclusive future for tourism. And luckily, the world now recognizes the importance of tourism more than ever before. And finally, let us not forget the guiding framework that we already have, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals.
Yes.
Tourism is uniquely positioned to contribute all these goals, and UN tourism plays a pivotal role in monitoring our progress on the key indicators, and particularly those related to decent work and sustainable consumption and production. So tomorrow that we will celebrate the World Tourism Day under the theme of tourism and peace. So this theme reminds us of the purpose of UN tourism work to foster the mutual understanding, peace, and inclusive development. So ladies and gentlemen, this roundtable provides absolutely good opportunity to address the most pressing challenges that facing our sector. And UN Tourism is eager to hear your insight and integrate them into our collective effort to shape the future of tourism. And once again, I would like to express my gratitude for your active participation and to JATA for their tireless effort in organizing this event. And I look forward to an inspiring and productive discussion. Thank you very much.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Huang, for those very inspiring words, and it's an excellent way to start us off in the discussions today. I want to just give you some background on how this will all take place today, so you're familiar with how we will be doing this. Today's roundtable will be divided into two sessions. The first session will address how our panelists are reimagining travel for the future. We'll learn how they are reaching out to and empowering young people to become active travelers and tourism leaders, how they're incorporating sustainability into regional development to create quality tourism, and what role cultural tourism will play in the new travel journey. Our Tourism Expo 2024 sponsor, the Philippines, will speak first, and then each panelist will speak for 5 minutes. In order to keep us all on schedule, because we have a very large panel, we will have time in front of you. You can all see the timekeeper there, and you will be given a 2-minute warning, a heads up, just so that you'll know when your time is beginning to run out, and then also a 30-second warning. Once the time is expired, I encourage you to wrap up very quickly if you haven't already, and otherwise I will stop you so we can move on. If we do have time at the end in our second session, we will have a free discussion among all of the panelists about topics that you may not have been able to discuss in your remarks, other topics that you heard brought up that you'd like to discuss about creating that new travel journey. So I know it's going to be a very thought-provoking, wonderful, interesting session, and look forward to getting started. Just to let you all know the speaking order, we'll be starting first with Asia. We'll begin with the Philippines, then start with Brunei, Japan, Malaysia, Uzbekistan, Bulgaria, Hellenic Republic, Montenegro, and then the United States. And then we will move to our international organizations, starting with the ETC, IRIA, and then WTTC to finish out. So that will be the order for today, and look forward to getting started. So I will turn to the Philippines, and Ambassador, please share your remarks.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished members of the panel. I'm here to speak about the Philippine Experience Program on creating a new travel journey. Today, I am thrilled to introduce a groundbreaking initiative that promises to redefine the way we experience travel, the Philippine Experience Program, a key feature of the Philippine Department of Tourism's Love the Philippines campaign. In a world where travelers increasingly seek authentic, immersive, and transformative experiences, the Philippine Experience Program stands as a beacon of innovation in the tourism industry. This program is not just about visiting a destination. It invites you to live, breathe, and become a part of the vibrant culture of the Philippines. Picture yourself venturing off the beaten path into the heart of the Philippines, a country of 7,641 islands, each with its own story to tell. The Philippine Experience Program offers a curated journey, giving you a deeper connection to the people, traditions, and beauty that make the Philippines truly unique. It's more than tourism. It's a discovery and transformation. Let me share with you the key features of this program. First is cultural immersion. Participants will have the opportunity to live with local families, learning their customs, sharing their meals, and experiencing daily life as a true Filipino. From the bustling streets of Manila to the serene rice terraces of Banaue, you will gain insights that no guidebook can provide. Number 2, hands-on workshops. Learn the art of traditional crafts from master artisans. Try your hand at weaving intricate textiles in Ilocos or create vibrant masks for the colorful Mascara Festival in Bacolod. These skills produce souvenirs that last a lifetime. 3, eco-adventures. Engage in conservation efforts while exploring the Philippines' natural wonders. Plant coral in the crystal clear waters of Palawan, or participate in wildlife protection programs in the lush forests of Bohol. Number 4 is culinary journeys. Dive into the diverse flavors of Filipino cuisine. From market tours with local chefs to cooking classes in ancestral homes, you will taste the history and culture of the Philippines in every bite. Number 5, we have community projects. Give back to the communities you visit through sustainable volunteer initiatives. Help build schools in remote areas, teach English to eager students, or contribute to local agricultural projects. Number 6 is festivals and traditions. Time your visit to coincide with the Philippines' vibrant festivals. Dance with the locals during Sinulog in Cebu, or join the thrilling Ati-Atihan Festival in Aklan. The Philippine Experience Program is more than just a vacation. It is a journey of personal growth, cultural exchange, and unforgettable memories. It's about creating connections that span oceans and building bridges between cultures. As we launch this program, we invite travelers from around the world to discover the warmth of Filipino hospitality, the beauty of our landscapes, and the richness of our heritage. Whether you are a solo adventurer, a family seeking educational experiences, or a group of friends looking for a meaningful getaway, the Philippine Experience Program offers something for everyone. In conclusion, the Philippine Department of Tourism is proud to present this innovative approach to travel. We believe that by fostering genuine connections and promoting responsible tourism, we can create a more understanding and interconnected world. Join us in the Philippine Experience Program, and let's create stories that will last a lifetime. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Ambassador. That's a very exciting program, and it seems to be one that's extremely well thought out. I wish you much success with that program. Yes, thank you. All right, let's continue with our panelists, and we're going to move to Brunei, and we will look forward to your remarks.
Thank you very much, Honourable Ministers, Head of Delegations, distinguished panels, Madam Moderator, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is a great honor and privilege to join the Honourable Ministers and Head of Delegation here today. Allow me to thank our moderator in setting the context of our discussions under today's theme.
Thank you.
Briefly, I would like to share that Brunei Darussalam has recorded a significant increase in tourism arrivals from 2022 to 2023 by about 200%, largely driven by the nearly full resumption of transport connectivity. To various initiatives aimed at enhancing and strengthening the industry, our goal is to full recovery and to achieve 500,000 tourist arrival via air transport each year. Tourism is one of the leading job creators and present numerous business opportunities that support local economic growth. As reported by UN Tourism, the industry accounts for 1 in 10 jobs worldwide. In this context, young people play a crucial role both as key workforce and prospective future leaders in the tourism industry. The future of tourism is becoming increasingly complex and challenging. Travelers are not only simply visiting tourist attractions, but also demand immersive and hands-on experiences, wanting meaningful connection with the destination. With this increasing complexity, it is imperative to actively engage young minds in our pursuit towards advancing high-quality and high-value tourism. The new young generation has the ability to think outside the box, to innovate new products and services, and adapt to emerging trends, including the rise in the use of artificial intelligence. At the same time, regenerative tourism is now becoming more and more popular. It is regarded as high value because it prioritizes quality and inclusivity by integrating environment conservation with community-based tourism that intertwines cultural activities such as gastronomy, tourism, and traditional heritage elements. Regenerative tourism translates conservation efforts into economic benefits. It allows tourists to have meaningful, high-quality experiences and contribute to giving back to nature and local community. For Brunei Darussalam, we are embracing regenerative tourism as our main thrust of tourism development. In Brunei, you will find a unique blend of natural beauty, cultural heritage, and thrilling adventure. We take pride in our pristine underwater ecosystem and vibrant coral reefs, to lush green rainforests, undisturbed mangroves, and a rich, diverse culture. And at the same time, we actively engage our local communities in promoting cultural tourism. We therefore invite you to visit our country and see, experience for yourself the tranquility and beauty of Brunei Darussalam. When we talk about nature-based tourism, nature and the ecosystems are not confined to one specific country, but it always spans across and beyond borders. Preservation and conservation of nature thus require a regional, far-reaching approach. Hence, it is imperative to adopt this regional-wide strategy for nature-based tourism development. An example of this is the new proposed ASEAN initiative on 6 countries was 1 destination, which not only can promote regional-wide nature conservation and cultural preservation, but at the same time help to attract more tourists to the region. To conclude, it is important to engage young people to become the new champions of future tourism that foster high-value tourisms that collectively committing to sustainability and preservation of nature and culture throughout the region. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think it's again, very inspiring to hear how you are incorporating young people into your development and inspiring them. So thank you for those words. We're going to move now to our host country of Japan and invite Vice Minister Ozaki to speak.
どうも皆様こんにちは。
Hi, hello everyone. It's only me speaking in Japanese. Could you please? Testing. This is simultaneous interpreter. Well, I'm delighted to have many attendees, also Your Excellencies, Ministers of Tourism, and also heads of the delegations as well. On behalf of the entire country, Japan, I would like to welcome you. Tourism Expo Japan and also Ministerial Roundtable. We are delighted to have you all here. I am very much delighted to have you all participating in this round table. In order to realize the sustainable tourism, I would like to share with you what Japan is doing. There are 2 points. The first point is, in Japan, since October 2022, the inbound foreign tourists visiting Japan is increasing. However, they are all concentrated in the 3 metropolis such as Tokyo and Osaka and Nagoya. Therefore, it's the issue for us to spread those foreign visitors to local areas. In order to maintain or realize sustainable tourism, we needed to stimulate such tourism Therefore, in March 2023, we have come up with the 11 model areas to promote such wide area tourism based upon the master plan. In order to enrich the contents and also qualification and the talent development and promotion, we are going to provide a concentrated and focused support by the national government, dispatching experts and from the JNOTO for enhancing the sales activity outside of Japan. That has been conducted. For example, one of the 11 model regions, Matsumoto Takayama area, Chubu Mountainous National Park, rich nature is utilized in order to promote the cycling activities and also the renovation of the hotels in order to add values for the hotels in order to, through the renovation of the rooms with the mountain beautiful view. We are trying to increase the value added. Throughout Japan, we are renovating hotel accommodation rooms and also we are also providing support so that the profitability and attractiveness of the destination in order to transform the tourism industry into the sustainable ones. And next, the second point. In order to realize the sustainable tourism, natural disasters and pandemics and other crises, we needed to increase the resilience in order to overcome such fragilities. And the earthquake and the typhoon and other types of natural disasters hit Japan frequently. So preparedness for such emergencies and also how to respond to such crisis in tourism and also the recovery and reconstruction from those disasters. And we have accumulated knowledge and learnings. So through sharing such lessons learned and also issues for increasing the resilience in order to share those knowledge with other countries, in November this year, UN Tourism will cooperate with us in order to hold the Tourism Residence Summit to be held in November this year, together with UN Tourism. Lastly, in order to activate the tourism worldwide, it is not something that can be done only one single country. We believe that collaboration and partnership will be the key. So at the Tourism Expo Japan Ministerial Roundtable, I believe this is the most appropriate for as such a platform. So we would like to continue collaboration with very many countries in the world in order to realize the sustainable tourism and also increase the attractiveness of the destinations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vice Minister. Certainly those 11 model areas have gotten quite a bit of press in the Japanese travel industry. So we look forward to seeing how all of that develops in the coming years. Thank you. Okay, let's shift now to Southeast Asia and hear from Malaysia, the Honourable Dr. Yasmeen binti Yasim.
Thank you, Madam. Excellencies, distinguished panelists, ladies and gentlemen, konnichiwa. It is a great honor to represent Malaysia at this esteemed gathering, and we extend our heartfelt congratulations and gratitude to Japan for hosting the 7th Tourism Expo Japan Ministerial Roundtable this year. The theme of creating a new travel journey deeply reflects Malaysia's ongoing efforts to revitalize, refresh, and regenerate our tourism industry post-pandemic. Tourism holds immense potential, not just as an economic driver, but as a bridge between cultures, a promoter of sustainability, and a champion for local communities. In Malaysia, we recognize the transformative power of high-value tourism and its ability to deliver persistent benefits to tourists and destinations. In line with our National Tourism Policy 2020-2030, we have focused on increasing high-value tourism in several key tourism products and services. First, nature-based tourism in Malaysia leverages the country's rich biodiversity from its lush rainforests to pristine beaches, providing tourists with immersive experiences while also promoting nature conservation. We are developing and amplifying eco-friendly tourism products that allow visitors to connect with nature while ensuring the preservation of our natural heritage. Second, cultural heritage tourism in Malaysia thrives on the nation's rich multicultural fabric, offering visitors a unique experience through our diverse heritage. We are dedicated to preserving and showcasing this heritage by providing immersive experiences that highlight the vibrant traditions of our local communities, from architectural sites and buildings to crafts, cuisine, and colorful festivals. By supporting community-based tourism, we ensure that the benefits are shared with local communities, preserving our culture and enriching the visitor's experience. Third, we are enhancing the high-end tourism segment by promoting Malaysia as a premier destination for luxury travel. Our offerings include bespoke experiences, whether it be exclusive and private island retreats, sea cruises, high-end resorts, shopping destinations, and personalized cultural tours. These cater to discerning tourists seeking comfort, lavishness, and authenticity. Finally, Malaysia is positioning itself as a top destination for international business events, combining world-class infrastructure with our natural and cultural assets. With the focus on sustainability and inclusivity, we aim to attract high-spending business tourists while minimizing our environmental footprint and being impactful to the economy. As we look ahead to the Visit Malaysia 2026 campaign, these efforts underscore our commitment to creating a sustainable, inclusive, resilient, and high-value tourism industry. We believe that collaboration among stakeholders such as governments, the private sector, and communities is crucial in realizing this vision. In conclusion, Malaysia is dedicated to leveraging our unique strengths to create an unforgettable and responsible travel journey, ensuring that tourism becomes a force for good, not just for our economy, but for our people and the planet. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much. Very well thought out program again. I'm seeing a theme in the discussions that we've had so far. Certainly a lot of focus on nature-based tourism is coming through, as well as the cultural heritage part. So it's very interesting to hear your remarks. Thank you. Now I'd like to go to Central Asia and invite Mr. Umid Shadiev of the Republic of Uzbekistan to share his thoughts.
Thank you. Dear Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to start by thanking our generous hosts at Tourism Expo Japan for arranging this valuable event. As you all know, Uzbekistan is an emerging tourism destination, and since we declared the open door policy in 2017, the number of tourists to the country rose from 2 million in 2017 to 6.7 million just last year. And this year we're looking at a number of 10 million. And as a country, as an emerging country, we cannot stress enough how important the sustainable tourism is. And just a year ago, at this very time, we hosted the 25th session of the UNWTO General Assembly. And it was that moment when we renamed this organization into UN Tourism in Samarkand. And we proudly continue to take the lead on raising the international awareness of the importance of sustainability. And just last year, we introduced a draft resolution in UNGA, and it was adopted. The draft resolution was on sustainable tourism, and we declared the 2027 2027 as the International Year of Sustainable Tourism. It was supported by almost all countries in this panel, and I want to thank each country for supporting this important initiative. And as hosts, we continue to do so, and we will do our best to encourage both internally and internationally to promote sustainable tourism. I just want to mention as well that the committee that I'm chairing is also under the Ministry of Environmental Protection and Climate Change of Uzbekistan. This shows how much the country is committed to sustainability and to commitments that we took internationally. Returning to Uzbekistan, the concept of a new travel journey is central not only to our development of tourism, but also to the formation of our national identity. Historically, culturally, and socially, Uzbekistan has been shaped by the world's most famous journey, travel along the Great Silk Road. Uzbekistan's tourism destinations such as Tashkent, Samarkand, and Bukhara, Khiva, Shahrisabz, and Termez are known all over the world, and there are more than 8,000 cultural heritage sites in Uzbekistan. 209 of these are within the 4 museum cities, which are Khiva, Bukhara, Shahrisabz, and Samarkand, and all of them are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Understanding the importance of preserving historical sites, the government of Uzbekistan allocates significant funding for their conservation and restoration. The government's current plans provide for the restoration of more than 1,500 cultural heritage sites. And when we seriously began investing on tourism development almost a decade ago, we saw the Silk Road as integral not only to our past, but also to our future. Our most famous tourism destinations, our priority tourism products, and our national tourism branding are all tied intimately to the Silk Road. As we enter a new, more complex phase of tourism development, we have to create additional travel journeys to spread the economic benefits of tourism nationwide, and at the same time, protect our UNESCO World Heritage Sites from the pressures of over-tourism. This is why we're exploring new routes, new concepts, and new ways of storytelling to inspire entrepreneurs and tourists alike to look beyond the Silk Road and see other parts of Uzbekistan. One of the ways we're doing this is through our commitment to pilgrimage tourism. Many of our Japanese guests are fascinated to discover Uzbekistan's ancient Buddhist history, particularly in the archaeological sites of Surkhandarya region in southern Uzbekistan. India's Parsi community will be excited to learn about Uzbekistan's Zoroastrian heritage, including in the desert fortresses and Tower of Silence in Karakalpakstan and Khwarezm. And then, of course, our Islamic cultural heritage and the shrines of hugely significant religious figures such as Imam al-Bukhari near Samarkand and Bahauddin Naqshbandi in Bukhara. By developing and promoting old and new pilgrimage routes, we can encourage tourists to travel to multiple smaller destinations, including villages and rural areas. This stimulates demand for guides and drivers, accommodation providers and restaurants, as well as handicrafts and souvenirs, driving economic growth and job creation. The latter point, job creation, is one I want to emphasize on my comments because Uzbekistan is a very young country. The median age of our population is just 27 years old. As the government, we have a responsibility to provide those young people with high-quality education and meaningful, rewarding employment possibilities. Wow. In Uzbekistan, we know that tourism has an important role to play in this, but we have to facilitate its growth in a sustainable way. This means identifying high-value opportunities in every region and ensuring that the workforce of today and tomorrow has the skills and experience to capitalize on them. It is also critical to balance sustainable growth with ecological custodianship. Uzbekistan has many protected areas, from mountainous Ugam-Chatkal in the east to the recently created Aralkum National Natural Park in the west. In such destinations, conservation and ecotourism go hand in hand. I look forward to discussing with you effective strategies for delivering these vital roles, and I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shadiev. I was quite surprised at the average age of your population. There's a challenging future ahead for you. Thank you for those remarks. All right, let us turn now to Europe, and we're going to begin with the Republic of Bulgaria and His Excellency Mr. Evtim Miloshev.
Thank you very much. Dear organizers of Tourism Expo Japan 2024, dear ministers, dear members of tourism industry, dear guests, I will continue my short speech in Bulgarian language because Bulgarian language is important, is essential part of Bulgarian historical and cultural heritage. Thank you. Преди всичко искам да изразя голямото си удовлетворение от възможността отново да посетя прекрасната страна Япония. България и Япония вече 115 години се радват на традиционни, близки и приятелски отношения. Българският народ е съпричастен към голямата трагедия в ното и пожелаваме бързо възстановяване на региона.
First of all, I want to express my great satisfaction at the opportunity to visit your wonderful country, Japan, again. For more than 115 years, Bulgaria and Japan enjoy traditionally friendly relations. The Bulgarian people offer their sympathies to the people of Japan over the tragedy of Noto Peninsula in January this year. We wish for a speedy recovery of the region.
За България развитието на културния туризъм е важен приоритет. България е една от най-старите европейски държави, наследник на древни цивилизации и империи.
The development of cultural tourism is an important priority for Bulgaria. Bulgaria is one of the oldest countries in Europe and in the world, heir to ancient civilizations and empires.
Страната ни повече от 13 века съществува с името България, което я прави една от най-старите държави в Европа и света.
Our country bears the same name for 13 centuries, making it unique and one of the oldest in Europe.
Също така сме водещи в Европа по брой на археологически и културни ценности с повече от 40 000 обекта на своята територия.
Within Europe, Bulgaria is third in the number of archaeological and cultural sites, with more than 40,000 sites on its territory.
България е дом на едни от най-важните за християнството центрове – Сердика, дом на най-стария обитаван град в Европа – Пловдив, който е на повече от 8000 години, и дом на най-старото обработено злато в света, открито във Варна преди повече от 6500 години.
Bulgaria is home to one of the most important centers of Christianity, Serdica, home to the oldest inhabited city in Europe, Plovdiv, which is over 8,000 years old, and home to the oldest processed gold in the world, which was found in the city of Varna more than 6,000 years ago.
В листата на ЮНЕСКО от България за природно и културно наследство са включени 10 обекта, а други 5 са от нематериалното културно наследство.
The UNESCO list of natural and cultural heritage sites in Bulgaria includes 10 sites and another 5 sites which are of intangible cultural heritage.
Страната ни е известна както в Япония, така и по света с маслодайната роза, киселото мляко, чудесните български вина, лековитите минерални и термални извори, които под брой също ни поставят на водещо място в Европа. През последните години България добави към това богато културно изживяване, предоставяйки традиционни рецепти и натурални продукти.
Our country is famous in Japan and around the world for its oil-bearing rose, yogurt, wonderful Bulgarian wines, and mineral healing and thermal springs, which puts Bulgaria in a leading position in Europe. In recent years, Bulgaria has added to that a rich culinary experience, introducing traditional recipes and natural ingredients.
Вярвам, че културният туризъм е ключов инструмент за сближаване на различните нации, култури и религии в това предизвикателно и динамично съвремие.
I believe that cultural tourism is a key instrument for bringing together different nations, cultures, religions in these challenging and dynamic times.
Основна цел на политиката на България за устойчив туризъм е привличането на туристи през 4 сезона, което може да се постигне успешно именно чрез културния туризъм.
A key objective of Bulgaria's policy for sustainable tourism is to attract tourists in all 4 seasons, which can be successfully achieved in a sustainable and resilient manner through cultural tourism.
България разработва и предлага културен туризъм чрез интеграция на най-съвременните дигитални и други иновации.
Bulgaria offers possibilities for cultural tourism while integrating state-of-the-art digital and other innovations.
Бих искал да споделя няколко цифри. България се намира на 5-то място сред европейските държави по темп на възстановяване на туристическия сектор, последните данни на Евростат.
I would like to share with you some numbers. Bulgaria ranks 5th among European countries in terms of the rate of recovery of the tourism sector, according to the latest Eurostat data.
България е сред топ 5 в рамките на Европейския съюз с най-висок ръст на нощувките през второто тримесечие на 2024 година с ръст от 6% спрямо същия период на миналата година.
Bulgaria is among the top 5 within the European Union with the highest growth in overnight stays in the second quarter of 2024, an increase of 6% compared to the same period in 2023.
Ние се присъединяваме към мотото на Световната организация по туризъм за утрешното честване на Световния ден на туризма, а именно туризъм и мир.
We wholeheartedly align ourselves with the slogan of the World Tourism Organization for tomorrow's World Tourism celebration, namely Tourism and Peace.
Голяма наша национална гордост е, че през 25-та година България ще бъде домакин на 47-та сесия на Комитета за световното наследство на ЮНЕСКО. Отправям покана към всички вас да посетите България за това важно събитие.
I am very honored to announce that Bulgaria will host the 47th session of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee in 2025. I invite you all to visit Bulgaria for this important occasion.
Нека богатството на всички наши култури да допринесе да живеем в свят на наука, прогрес и възможности за бъдещите поколения.
May the richness of all our cultures contribute to living in a world of science, progress, and opportunities for the future generations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency, for sharing the history of your country and the cultural tourism assets that you have. It's very exciting, and congratulations on hosting UNESCO. Yes, that will be a big event for Bulgaria. We actually spoke a bit about it about your country earlier in the previous panel discussion, so we wish you much success. All right, let's move on to the next European country, and that will be hearing from Her Excellency Ms. Olga Kefalogianni from Greece.
Excellencies, Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Koutsoukou Vasiliki, and I'm the Secretary General of the Greek Ministry of Tourism, representing here the Ministry of Tourism and my Minister, Mrs. Olga Kefalogianni. It is a great pleasure to participate in today's meeting. Tourism is a major and growing driving force of the global economy. However, as we strive for long-term prosperity, it's crucial to embrace a strategic shift from a focus on quantity to qualitative growth. This approach puts emphasis on travel experiences while ensuring that local communities progress economically, socially, and environmentally. Now let me outline Greece's initiatives to increase the value of regions and advance sustainable region development. A vision that integrates tourism into broader regional planning. We are investing in infrastructure that benefits both residents and travelers, such as improved transport systems, green energy initiatives, and sustainable management of natural resources. These developments will not only enhance the quality of tourism, but also improve the quality of life for residents, ensuring that tourism serves as a positive force for regional development. An approach that fosters economic growth while preserving our natural and cultural heritage, along with the identity of local communities. Also, our actions and policies are oriented towards enriching our tourist offerings across the country. Additionally, we are working to expand tourist activity to a longer part of our country and throughout the year. We are investing in infrastructure and tools to support special forms of tourism, such as yachting, mountain hiking, spa and wellness, as well as gastronomy and wine tourism. Additionally, it is our strategic choice to involve the local communities in decision-making for tourism development. To that end, we are facilitating the establishment of regional destination management and marketing organizations to drive optimal destination management. We also work closely with regional authorities to ensure alignment with the national strategic planning, which will allow for more synergies and networking. We are emphasizing authenticity and local culture. We focus on promoting the unique character of each region to increase the value of our destinations. Our strategy, therefore, includes the development of digital tools to increase visibility and communication for regions. Tools such as detailed mapping and promotion of cultural assets and experiences, as well as an information system for travelers that will utilize second-generation AI technology. In closing, by focused on long-term planning, innovation, and authenticity, we can create a higher value for regions and promote sustainable regional development. Greece is confident to make this shift, ensuring that tourism continues to benefit both local communities and visitors for generations to come. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. We spoke quite a bit about collaborations between local communities and tourism development in our previous session, and I'm sure that they will get a lot of tips from what you're already doing in Greece. Thank you. All right, to continue the journey in Europe, let's move to Montenegro and Her Excellency Ms. Simonida Kordic.
Thank you very much. I would like to draw your attention to the fact that in the modern world, the world which is heavily burdened with conflicts and complex issues, tourism is not merely an industry. It is also a powerful tool that provides neutral space, neutral area where people can contact each other, meet, and together strive towards peace and stability. So talking about the new travel journey, as you very nicely entitled this discussion, it seems that the new travel journey will be and should be the journey towards peace and stability.
Thank you.
On the part of Montenegro, which is a country with a very intense tourist industry, actually tourism is the biggest industry in Montenegro. It contributes about 30% of our overall GDP. For us, it is extremely important how we plan this new travel journey. And in that sense, in my opinion, to engage young people in tourism means to plan well and to plan responsibly. Youngsters typically are deeply connected to social issues, to environmental causes, and they obviously very often focus on the positive impact they can have on the development of responsible and sustainable tourism. The fact is also that by engagement of young people, we can easily work towards models, developing models, to use tourism as a force for good, as a force for protecting natural resources, preserving cultures, and contributing to local economies. With youth engagement in social media, very popular subject these days, we also can leverage a platform to showcase how travel can be both adventurous and purposeful at the same time. Now, to embrace the future of tourism as hosts of their own countries, as well as travelers themselves, youngsters, through doing that, actually achieve a status of ambassadors. And then they themselves can actually use it to promote, obviously, their own regions and countries, but also to learn about the others, thus drawing the world even more closer between themselves. Equally, it is important to acknowledge the fact that we need, in order for tourism to be sustainable, we need to shift from quantity to quality. Sorry, and in that sense, we need to preserve and enhance importance of authentic experiences and authentic local values, promoting them as universal values. Although it is our obligation as ministers of tourism to develop this particular industry, we need to be aware of the fact that by doing that, we have a larger overall impact on the world itself, and may that impact be the impact for peace and promotion of stability. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think you encapsulated everything that this panel is about. Thank you for those remarks. Yes. We will move now to the United States and look to Mr. Kirk Cottle to tell us what's happening there.
Thank you for including me in this event. It is an honor for me to represent the United States for this important discussion. The travel and tourism industry's recovery is encouraging, but it's just the start. The U.S. government has recognized that it must do more to support the resurgence of travel and tourism to ensure the industry rebuilds to more resilient, sustainable, and equitable, and to ensure the economic benefits of travel and tourism reach communities of all sizes and locations across the United States. The National Travel and Tourism Strategy, released in 2022, focuses U.S. government efforts to promote our nation as a premier destination grounded in the breadth and diversity of its communities, and to foster a travel and tourism sector that drives economic growth, creates jobs, and bolsters conservation and sustainability. Drawing on engagement and capabilities from across the federal government, the strategy focuses U.S. efforts to increase not only the volume, but also the value of tourism. In addition to increasing international visitation and spending in the strategy, advances other priorities for the sector, from investing in technology to reducing emissions and to fostering an ethos of conservation across the industry, including in transportation infrastructure and traveler behavior. The strategy also applies a holistic approach to tourism development, including incorporating sustainability and community-based development and management strategies. This approach seeks to foster growth while addressing the challenges that accompany it, including limited destination carrying capacity and the impact on the United States' natural and cultural resources. Brand USA, the U.S. destination marketing organization, also promotes the full diversity of the American experience, relying on gateways for international travel to spur growth. Telling a broader story over a long time period and with greater depth allows for more players to be included in a richer experience for visitors of all ages. The National Travel and Tourism Strategy has 4 pillars, including ensuring diverse, inclusive, and accessible travel and tourism experiences, which addresses this question squarely about how do we create a new high-value tourism industry. This pillar highlights our efforts to extend the benefits of travel and tourism by supporting the development of diverse tourism products, focusing on underserved communities and populations, addressing the financial and workplace needs of travel and tourism businesses, supporting destination communities as they expand their tourism economies, and delivering a world-class customer service on federal lands and waters that showcase U.S. assets while protecting them for future generations. All of these strategies speak to enhancing the value of travel and tourism to local economies. Specifically, the national strategy hopes to leverage the broad global interest in American culture, which stems from a variety of sources. Well-established diaspora communities, which generate significant tourism from visiting friends and family, growing interest in historical and cultural tourism focused on local foodways and music traditions, and increased global awareness of the U.S. diverse ethnic traditions and experiences. We are a land of immigrants. We are encouraging U.S. attractions to incorporate various community perspectives to tell a collaborative story about the United States that will resonate with a wider, more diverse audience and eliminate barriers, both real and perceived, in public materials and interpretation. We also recognize the importance of reducing travel and tourism's contributions to climate change. The administration is working to build a travel and tourism sector that is resilient to national disasters, public health threats, and the impacts of climate change post-pandemic, as we work with the private sector to build a travel and tourism industry that integrates the protection of natural resources and equitable development with support for tourism growth. From renowned urban centers to emerging wilderness and recreation hubs, supporting the United States travel and tourism sector takes cooperation across the federal government and meaningful engagement with the private sector. By implementing this strategy, the Biden-Harris administration is ensuring that the travel and tourism sector will come back stronger than ever by creating jobs and fostering growth in communities across the country for years to come.
Thank you. Another key theme of the day is harnessing that power of tourism to create jobs and bring tourism to all of our regions within our countries to really spread it out to communities. And thank you for sharing what the United States is doing. Okay, now we're going to move to our international organizations. We have 3 of those to give us their perspectives, and we will start with Mr. Eduardo Santander of the European Travel Commission.
Good afternoon, konnichiwa, Your Excellencies, dear colleagues and friends, thanks so much for the invitation. Tourism finds itself in a very, very important crossroads to define how to manage growth. In Europe, we account for 54% of international arrivals, and as people still calling us leader on tourism, we would like to shift that into leaders in something else. We don't want to be the first any longer. We want to be the best. And the best means to be the best in good practice sharing, the best in benchmarking sustainable practices, and the best in catering for visitors, locals, and entrepreneurs alike. In that respect, there are 2 words that I would like you to remember before leaving Tokyo to your respective countries: accountability and responsibility. We are no longer exempted of those. In that respect, and with regards to the residents, we are asking them to keep pushing the local authorities to exercise policy measures that establish new KPIs for success. We cannot keep measuring tourism only with arrivals and expenditure. That will ensure sustainability, and if not, we have to hold responsible in their inaction. So governance is the future of tourism. Also tourists themselves should take responsibility of their behavior and their decisions while traveling, as this can make a big difference to the impact on local residents. And third, the entrepreneurs. Those investing in tourism should support initiatives that elevate local priorities and needs, and not simply exercise a model of maximum extraction for shareholders in the supply chain. Profit is important, but profit at all cost is not valid any longer. What are our immediate priorities at the European level? First, education and young people. Let me talk about this. To engage young people in the future of tourism, the message should emphasize responsible travel and authentic experiences, as mentioned by previous speakers. Highlight the importance of sustainable travel that preserves cultural heritage and natural environments, aligning with their values of environmental consciousness and social responsibility. At the European Travel Commission, we are working on a campaign that will help the travelers understand what it means to be responsible and give them advices on how to be sustainable, such as travel off-season, slow travel, carbon-neutral vacations, and immersive experiences that connect travelers with local communities. The message should also leverage digital platforms and social media, showcasing real-life examples of how sustainable tourism can be both enriching and exciting at the same time. Second priority, increase the value of regions, disperse the flows of tourists. Increasing the value of regions requires a focus on quality over quantity. by highlighting the unique aspects of each region, whatever its history, culture, nature, or local products. In Europe, successful examples include the promotion of local craftsmanship, regional gastronomy, and eco-friendly accommodations. Sustainable regional development can be achieved by supporting small businesses, fostering local talent, and encouraging longer stays that allow visitors to deeply engage with the region. Third, create high-value tourism. The focus should be on curated experiences that highlight the richness of local culture and tradition. We talk always from the three dimensions of sustainability, the environmental, the economic, and the social, but you always forget the cultural sustainability too. Europe has been successful in this through the development of gastronomy tourism, where travelers explore a region's culinary heritage, from vineyard tours in France to truffle hunting in Italy. Similarly, incorporating other cultural elements like art, history, and festival can create immersive experiences that attract discerning travelers. Collaboration with local artisans, chefs, and cultural institutions is key to marketing and storytelling in this respect. Last but not least, and having this in mind, we have created together with our ETC Japan chapter a collaboration with JATA in a campaign called OEC Europe, focusing on gastronomy and cultural promotion. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing what is happening in Europe, and we do hope you become the best, and we can move some of those tourists to some of the other places that are eager to have them. Thank you very much. We will move now to ASEAN and hear from Dr. Rilo of the Economic Research Institute for ASEAN and East Asia.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon. I think I would like to focus my remarks on the issue of sustainable tourism, as already discussed on the table here. I think when we imagine the future of travel and tourism planning, in my view, sustainability bears the very core of it. Yeah, at the same time, I think tourism development per se should not be the end goal the way I see it, but rather our attention should focus on how we can transform tourism sector to be able to generate all these sustainable outcomes. Therefore, I think the challenge for everyone, okay, for policymakers and to the private sector, is how we can come up with a pragmatic approach and some kind of pathways to be able to achieve all these sustainable solutions that would define an inclusive and sustainable tourism sector. And in my view, I think there are three possibilities here, or critical considerations. I think the first consideration is that there is a need for a multi-sectoral or stakeholder approach to sustainable tourism development by ensuring that all the relevant stakeholders are being able to participate in the decision-making, and at the same time, they're able to advance their motivations in terms of how to promote sustainable tourism development. We recognize that the tourism sector is quite complex, but I think we should be able to overcome that by ensuring that all the different dimensions of tourism are being incorporated into it. I think relevant to that is the need to also ensure that we address issues related to governance, as mentioned by Eduardo earlier, as well as issues related to institutions, because I think they would impact on the extent by which different stakeholders are able to play together to contribute to sustainable tourism development. The second critical element here is that we should be able to implement what we have developed. Particularly, we have all these different frameworks and pathways, but I think the critical priority here is to make sure that there is a comprehensive implementation plan to ensure that implementation is really able to result into significant outcomes on the ground. I think related to that is that we have to address issues related to the improvement of tourism data, as well as the need to be able to come up with an adequate monitoring system to make sure that we're able to measure the tourism performance as well as outcomes. Finally, I think that the most important consideration is that given that sustainable tourism development is a long-term process that requires adequate and comprehensive planning and implementation, My personal view here is that the tourism sector industry should be able to remain dynamic. And at the same time, I think it should be able to adapt to the changing realities in every country in the world and in the region. I think one very good example here is the role of digital transformation, right? I think digital transformation or digital technologies are important because they can serve as an important engine to drive all these sustainable solutions. We need technological solutions, for example, in terms of being able to facilitate more evidence-based decision-making. And at the same time, I think these technological solutions are also important to be able to implement responsible tourism. Therefore, if we want to make sure that this sustainable tourism development is going to work for us, we have to make sure that we are able to address not only the traditional issues, but at the same time being able to take advantage of all these technologies. In closing, my personal sense here is that sustainable tourism development is not only about making sure that our tourism sector industry remains competitive. I think at the end of the day, we have to make sure that whatever we do here, whatever actions that we develop right now, we have to make sure that all of this would lead to an inclusive, sustainable, and inclusive tourism sector, not only for today, but also for the next generations. Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving us that very well-organized blueprint for actually being accountable in tourism. I think that's such an important part of what we're all doing here. We'll move now to our last speaker, and that is Liz Ortiguera from the WTTC.
Thank you so much. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me today. The first question I'd like to talk to you is the question of what kind of message is needed to get young people thinking about tourism of the future? First of all, I'll note that many young people are more wise than my generation. They're concerned about climate change and sustainability, and they increasingly want experiences rather than material goods. And they want a sense of purpose. So let's consider these young people in two critical categories, as our travelers and as our potential travel sector talent. Let me point to number one, in addition to sustainability, the number one challenge in our industry globally, every company leader that I've talked to agrees, it's finding talent and skills training. And this region in particular is going to be the engine for growth for travel globally. Over the next 10 years, 64 million new jobs are needed to meet the demands that we're projecting for travel. And we know that we need to attract back young talent. So in both cases, as travelers and as talent, young people want to be inspired and engaged in their travels and in their work. Travel can be a force for good when done right, and this aligns with their values and priorities. So first, in Europe, we see flight shaming. We need to educate them that travel can be a force for good and can embrace sustainability and climate action and can be good for the destination. So take it, young people are deeply concerned about the environment and they would love to take up this mission. Responsible tourism creates jobs, enhances communities, can preserve natural resources, and revives cultural heritage. Second, teach the young people that travel is not just an analog career. It's full of innovation and technology. Technology is reshaping travel from personalized experiences through AI and tech that enables seamless travel. All of us here in the room that are passionate about travel, the one thing we do know, though, for all the excitement about AI and tech, we know that the main attraction, tech is actually, it's an accessory, it's an enabler. The main attraction for us is real-world experiences and destinations. And so, travel can offer that to young people. Third, entrepreneurial opportunities. We need to tell them that tourism offers a wide range of entrepreneurship. From tech startups to eco-friendly businesses, young people can enter the industry as innovators and leaders shaping the future of travel. And then lastly, Young people should view travel and tourism as the ultimate experiential career. We need to show them the wide variety of professional career paths that are open. Now, I've had even adult friends say to me, oh, well, what kind of jobs are in travel? Because all they know are the travel counselors, the hotel staff, the frontliners. But they don't realize that there's this vast ecosystem, huge range. We're actually a mega sector, and this is a mega region, and we're the future of growth. So we need to share with young people the universe of opportunities that can enter travel. And I'll share with you a couple of inspiring stories. Two of my best friends, one of them happened to launched Starbucks here in Japan. She loves to tell the story, the fact that when her first job, she was cleaning a hotel. I have another girlfriend who is a chief commercial officer for a big hotel brand. And she also tells the story how she started off, rotating within the operations of a hotel. So young people need to know that, it's not just the frontline jobs, that, those are still very noble, hardworking people. But it's not just limited to that. There's a wealth of opportunity behind. And so as WTTC, we'll be looking at ways that we can better educate young people about the opportunities in travel. We're starting with a podcast, for example, because we've got, among our membership, we've got amazing CEO leaders. And so we'd like them to share their journey and inform young people about these opportunities and be an inspiration so that more of them will enter the industry. And maybe an onus for us as travel leaders, we need to make sure that we create great environments for these staff. There used to be a saying, customer is king. Well, I believe customer is not king if they're abusing your staff. So we need to create, an environment where ladies and gentlemen are serving ladies and gentlemen. And protect the staff, make it a great environment, and keep them motivated. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing it home to the very practical way of how we inspire those young people. I know that's a constant challenge that we all faced. I'm looking forward to the podcast. Love to hear it. Great. So we are down to about maybe 10 minutes that we have for free talk. We want to finish up here at about 4:35. So I open the floor, invite any of you who have comments, questions for one another based on what you heard today to continue the conversation. Would anyone like to start? Yes, please.
I just wanted to share some more about what we're doing in the Philippines about getting young people to think about tourism in the future.
Great.
So we have a program called #Leave No Chase. This is for young travelers and all travelers, and we want them to always think of leaving no chase of any activity in the places that they visit. So that matters to us because the Philippines is a tapestry of delicate ecosystems, from pristine beaches and vibrant coral reefs to lush rainforests and ancient rice terraces. So each footstep you take is on ground that's home to unique flora and fauna, some found nowhere else on Earth. By leaving no trace, these young people would be helping us preserve wonders for future generations of both locals and travelers. But leaving no chase is more than just a set of rules. It is an art form. It challenges one to be creative in how to experience and appreciate a place without altering it. So here are some ideas. Become a master of zero waste travel. How long can you go without generating any trash? Practice digital leave no trace by creating content that inspires protection rather than geotagging specific vulnerable locations. Engage in addition by subtraction. Leave a place better by removing litter you find, even if it's not yours. Document your leave no trace journey. Share your innovative zero waste travel hacks. Create a before and after photo journal of spots you've cleaned. Start a #InvisibleTravelerPH challenge on social media. So as you island hop, trek, dive, and immerse yourself in the vibrant culture of the Philippines, remember, the most profound impact you can have is to have no impact at all on the physical environment. Your memories, experiences, and the inspiration you gain and share, these are the true, lasting imprints of a journey well traveled.
Yes, thank you. Yes, certainly well said. I think we would all love to be able to take that challenge, zero waste challenge. As soon as you said it, I thought to myself, oh, I've created so much waste just in the last 24 hours being in my hotel room. So we all need to be mindful of that. Thank you. Anyone else have additional remarks, additional comments, questions you'd like to make? Yeah. Yes. We don't always open up to the audience, but we do have a little time. If there's anyone in the audience who has a question, something you'd like to ask the panel, you're welcome to stand up and ask a question if you have. Everyone's very quiet. It's the end of the day. I think we're all tired. Yes. Well, we will, on that note, go ahead and conclude the panel for today. Thank you all to our panelists. If you'll all join me in giving them a round of applause for the excellent work that they did today and the excellent presentations they made. I know there'll be a very good wrap-up of what was discussed here today. There will also be a video that you'll be able to review and watch again and learn from, so our friends around the world will also have a chance to hear all of your remarks and learn from those. So we encourage you to take a look at that and to continue your innovative work that you're all doing in these areas that we discussed today in developing that new travel journey. We really thank you all for your time today and for making the effort to come here to Japan. It's great. All right, so on that note, I would like to say that we will conclude this session. For all of you at the panel, we'd like you to stay. We're going to take a photo, a group photo with also Chairman Takahashi and President Gamo, and they will be joining us shortly. So please stay seated. And to the audience, thank you very much. That concludes the program.
Thank you very much. For all of you in this venue today, thank you very much for participating in this 7th TEJ Ministerial Roundtable. We thank you very much. If you are using the receiver for simultaneous interpretation, please make sure that you will return it to the registration or the exit. This venue will be closed shortly, so please make sure that you will take all your belongings with you. From now on, in the front area of this venue, we are going to have a photo session. If you are in the media or press, please move to the place where you can take photos easily.
The translation service comes on in